What's going on, guys? It's Joe. We're back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about one of the most important things in detailing, and that is high quality production detailing, but more importantly, how to do a production buff. Now, I have many videos on my YouTube channel of me buffing not really nice cars, expensive cars, special interest vehicle cars, show cars, all kinds of different cars. And then there's the daily drivers, the work trucks, the pickup trucks. And on those particular trucks, you'll notice in those videos that I'm doing a faster arm speed. And I always get comments saying, Joe, you're moving your arms way too fast. You don't know what you're doing. Joe, you're moving your arms way too fast. You really didn't do anything. Well, there are different levels of buffing. There's different packages. Not everything is showroom paint correction. Sometimes 100% defect removal isn't the goal. Sometimes we just want to shine up a car. So today we are going to go over all those variables and the mindset behind a high quality production buff. So let's get started. Obviously we decontaminated the paint before we're going to start buffing. Now let's go into the very important subject on a production buff. Now, I was talking about earlier how people leave comments about your arm speed is way too fast, and I do agree with them, but to an extent. If I was working on a car and 100% defect removal was my goal, and the customer was properly compensating me for 100% defect removal, and it was a show car, I would 100% agree with them. But look at the big picture here. The cars I was working on was a 1998 black Ford F-150 with 200,000 miles. Now, let that sink in. Really think about that. Do you think it's wise to spend 15 or 20 hours buffing on a car that the owner is more than likely going to take it through an automatic car wash maybe a week after we're done buffing it? It's not very smart. It's not smart for you. It's not smart for the customer. It's a waste of materials. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of effort. Now, I'm going to be posting a link in the description below. Make sure you check it out after this video. It is a full, entire, detailed article on how to do a high-quality production buff and how to maximize profits. It is an excellent read, and if you are new to detail, if you're doing it at an enthusiast level, on the side, or if you're a new professional, read it. Wish I would have read something like this when I first started. It would have saved me tons of time, tons of money, and I would have profited more. So definitely check it out. So today's video is going to be a basic summary about that article, but the article is going to be much more detailed, and I would definitely recommend to check it out after you watch this video. So we're working on this Mercedes. It's a nice car, but the overall goal is not to remove swirls and scratches. Correct. We're not bringing out inspection lights. The owner just wanted smooth and glossy paint. So we decontaminated it. I didn't talk about swirl marks, I didn't talk about scratches, nothing like that. So what the product we're going to be using today is 360. It's all-in-one. It's going to polish and seal. It's going to protect between 6 to 8 months. The stuff is a very robust sealant, and this is going to satisfy the customer. Now, here's the thing, like I mentioned in my article, the average person cannot tell the difference between 30% defect removal and 80% defect removal. So if a customer is willing to pay you $300 and they don't know, like Mike Phillips says, a swirl from a squirrel, why on earth would you spend 10-15 hours when they're not going to appreciate it, and they're probably going to go through an automatic car wash anyway? Another thing that I also mentioned in the article, nobody really knows how to handle showroom paint correction. And think about that. It's very hard to maintain a car and leave it scratch and swirl free. I know it's difficult for me, and I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So it's obviously going to be difficult for a person that doesn't know about 2-bucket wash systems and grit guards. And people have jobs and lives. For me and you, this is our passion. This is our hobby. But to other people, they just want a clean car. So you got to think about that, and you got to be smart about it, and think about your profit margins and the time you're going to put into this. So we're using a Flex 3401. I know everyone knows I'm a long throw guy. Everyone's going to ask me why I'm using a Flex. Typically when I'm doing work like this, I don't want to deal with pad stall and switch different machines. I just want to go through the motions of getting this. It's not going to stall, and I could do the whole entire car with one machine and get it done. So now I'm going to shake up the product. I'm going to apply some drops there, and you'll notice that I'm going to be working this entire panel. I'm going to be working faster arm speed, medium to fast, and I'm going to let the product and the machine do all the work for me. So let's get started.
When you do my car, I'll park it on the lawn.
Sounds like a plan. I'll take you up on that offer. Buff off the product. 360 is very, very easy to wipe off. I'm working in direct sunlight. And this is going to protect the panel and the paint between 6 to 8 months. It is very, very strong stuff. It's not like your typical all-in-ones that lack into the protection department and only last about a month. So that's basically what my production buff consists of. Now there's many different variables that are going to determine how fast I'm going to move the polisher, and that is level of perfection desired by the customer and the compensation and time that we are receiving to get the job done. Now if I move my polisher, let's say an inch a second, and a person only wants to pay me a couple $100, does that make sense for us as detailers who have to pay bills and feed our families to work on a car for 15 to 20 hours for a couple $100? No, it doesn't. If the customer is willing to pay for that service, then absolutely, I'm going to be moving that polisher a lot slower. We are getting compensated properly by the customer. So if the customer just wants the paint to shine, then just give them the shine, give them what they're paying for. And what I like to call that is polishing like a robot. And what I mean by that is polishing every vehicle the same way. An inch per second, moving the polisher very, very slow, which is the proper way of buffing if perfection is your goal. Perfection and 100% defect removal isn't the goal for this vehicle. So it wouldn't make any sense for us to be moving the polisher an inch a second when that's not what the customer is expecting. So you have to make wise decisions and understand that this customer doesn't see scratches and swirls like me and you do. They just want shine. So what this process that I just did, that very, very fast buff that might seem reckless and not right and not textbook, well, that's what the customer is paying for. If they want perfection, I have a package for that. But again, that's not what this car needs, and it's gonna look good regardless. So the biggest thing to take away from this is, if I was to spend 2 hours buffing this car or 10 hours buffing this car, the customer is going to see the same exact result. So does that make sense? So I'm gonna get the rest of the car done, so I'll bring you guys along.
It even looks better from here.
So we could let the 360 sit while I apply some more. So some of you guys might think that this style of buffing is pretty funny, and I agree, but in reality, this is real world detailing. Not everybody is willing to compensate for 20 hours of paint correction. And in fact, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, these are some of my favorite jobs to do. You get in and out, you get it done fast, you see a dramatic change in gloss, you get to see the customer's face, they're always happy, and you're in and out. And that's easy money. I always say that I would rather do 3 of these in a day than work on a car, let's say, for a week. You know, these sometimes are always the most profitable jobs. Like I said, they're easy to do and they're very rewarding. So again, this is just real world detailing. I do not treat every car the same. I do not polish a 98 Ford F-150 like a Enzo Ferrari. It's just the way it is. You have to polish and treat every car differently, because not everybody's going to pay you the money that someone would to restore an Enzo Ferrari as they would a daily driver. That's called adapting to the customer's budget. And again, I'm not bringing out inspection lights, I'm not looking for swirl marks and scratches, again, because that's not what the customer wants. Does that make sense? So let's get this car done. A quick tip, a point of a production buff is getting it done in and out. Doing windows is a nightmare. It takes a lot of time to do, especially if they're dirty, if they have film on them, and going around it with even the best, I don't care if you have the best window cleaner that is on the market, and Crystal Vision glass cleaner is very good stuff. However, what I like to do is get 360, apply a few drops, and polish the glass. Now this is gonna, remember that 360 has cleaners, a sealant, and a polish. So it's gonna polish, clean, and seal all in one step. And that's what we want for the windows too. And boom, just like that. All we have to worry about is the interior windows now. And from my experience, I know that the outside of this glass is nearly perfect. Now, any smudges, any dirt, any streaks, I know is on the interior of the glass and not the exterior. So it's just a quick little tip, and I don't like to do the whole car then do the windows. Like right now, we're working on the passenger door. While we're on this side, after I'm done with the door, I'll go up right up to the glass and then move on to the next panel. Direct sunlight, I would say it has to be at least 90 degrees or more, and 360 is a breeze to wipe off. So all my fellow mobile detailers out there that work in the direct sunlight, we're great for you guys. And I gotta give credit to all you mobile guys. I'm completely spoiled by working in a shop. Anytime I work outside, it is difficult. So kudos to you guys that work outside. And look at that, we've done this whole side of this car in, I don't know, 20 minutes. So do the hood, all in all we'll have hour total in buffing time. We are all done with the Mercedes. We invested about an hour in buffing time. The car looks great, glossy, smooth. Customer is very, very happy and satisfied. And this is what the customer is going to see. Shine. Not swirl marks, not scratches. Even if they see that in the sun, they don't know what it is. Car is smooth to the touch. Clean windows. Clean wheels. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you check out the detailed article I wrote on how to maximize profits on your one-step all-in-ones. It is a detailed article on how to discipline yourself as a detailer, as a professional, to maximize your profits. Car looks great. And I will say this, earlier in my detailing career, I would have spent about 6 to 10 hours on this car. And the customer is going to see no difference between a 1 hour buff and a 7 hour buff. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. You can email me anytime, nextleveldetailer@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, guys.